Hello everyone and welcome to Chess 5, and today I'm going to show you the game between Anish Giri versus Lupulescu Constantin, and this game is from the Grand Chess 2 Superbet Chess Classic 2021 Romania, and this is the round number 3. This game is going to be very interesting, guys. You're going to like it. So let's start the game. So Lupulescu Constantin with the white pieces and Anish Giri with the black pieces. So Constantin with the white pieces started with 1 c4, the English opening, e5, knight to c3, knight to f6, knight to f3, knight to c6, all normal stuff, simply developing the pieces. Here e3, bishop to b4, queen to c2, bishop into c3, queen into c3, queen to e7, d4, asking black whether he wants to take the pawn, whether he wants to push the pawn, or whether he wants to play something else. So here black plays knight to e4, attacking the queen on c3. So white plays queen to d3, attacking the knight on e4. So black plays e into d4, protecting the knight with the queen and also grabbing a pawn on d4. So knight into d4, knight to c5, attacking the queen on d3. So queen comes back to d1, knight into d4, queen into d4, castle, bishop to e2, planning to castle. So b6 by black, preparing to play bishop b7, and the bishop on b7 would be like a monster for white. So here castle, bishop to b7, and here now white plays f3, a very nice move by Constantin. It looks like it is a weakening move, but when white is going to play, the plan of white is to play e4, and after white plays e4, the bishop on b7 is not that great, because the pawn of white is now like stopping the bishop on b7, and then the dark square bishop of white is going to come on f4, and white is having a very nice position. So after f3, black decided to play a5, grabbing a serious space on the queen side. Here bishop to d2, planning to play bishop c3 and threatening a checkmate on g7. So black plays f5, stopping white's e4. So rook comes to d1, d6, b3, keeping a very solid pawn chain. Here rook comes a to e8, creating some pressure on the e3 pawn, as we can see that the bishop on d2 can't go to c3 because now the e3 pawn is hanging. So white plays rook to f2, rook to f6, here comes bishop to d3, here queen goes to f7, rook to e2, here queen to h5, and we can clearly see that what is the plan of white. The plan of white is to open up the position by playing e4. White wants to play e4 at any cost, and what is the idea of black is, now black wants to put his rook to g6 or h6 and wants to do a very serious attack on the king side. So after queen to h5, white plays bishop to e1, a bishop goes to e4, very nice move by Anish Giri, very nice move. Okay, like just giving up a free piece. No, after f into e4, there comes a very powerful move, f into e4, attacking the bishop on d3, and the bishop on d3 can't actually move because the rook on e2 is hanging. So the best move for white in this position is to play rook to d2, and after e into d3, white cannot capture the pawn on d3 because the pawn is protected by the knight, and actually the knight on c5 cannot be attacked. So it's like completely winning position for black. But okay, after black played bishop to e4, here white played bishop to b1, just ignoring that. Okay, white can capture this bishop, so like just ignoring, white is just ignoring. So white just played bishop to b1, here rook to g6, black continues his attack, bishop goes to g3, bishop into b1, rook into b1, and now knight to e4. Very fantastic move by Anish Giri. Like, what's happening if white takes the knight? Now then the rook is hanging on e2, so white cannot grab the knight on e4. So actually it's a very nice move by Anish Giri, because if you see, the knight and the rook is attacking the bishop on b3, and actually the bishop can't move anywhere because then the queen will capture the f3 pawn and the g pawn cannot capture the queen because the pawn is pinned. So very fantastic move by Anish Giri. So after knight to e4, white played rook to e1, knight into g3, here queen to d5, check, king to h8, h into g3, rook into g3, and in this position you can see that black is a pawn plus. Okay, so slightly better position for black now. So rook into g3 and now e4. And before e4 we can see that, okay, it looks like Anish Giri is doing a very serious attack on the white king and probably going to win the game. But it's very soon to say that. So after rook into g3, white played e4, trying to open up the position. Here queen into f3, giving up a second pawn, and it really looks like a very dangerous position for white. As you can see, like black is now 2 pawn plus, and it looks like white king is going to be in trouble. Like perhaps black can push h5, h4, s3, or perhaps he's going to bring the rook somehow. I don't know, but let's check it out. So after queen into f3, white played queen to f7, threatening to take the rook on e8 and going to checkmate black king. So black is forced to play rook to g8. Here comes e into f5. Here queen to c6, rook to f2, perhaps planning to play f6. And in this position, black played queen to c5, and it was a blunder by Anish Giri. This was a blunder because the best move in this position for black is to play a4, and it doesn't look like the black is doing much because queen f5 was queen c5 was having a purpose that now the f2 rook can't move because king is being attacked. But actually the queen on c6 is the best square for the queen because the queen is guarding the d8 square, very important square for the queen to guard. We're going to see that how black, this was a blunder and white won the game. Actually a4 was the best move because after rook e7, a into b3, a into b3, queen to a8, still guarding the e8 square, and also some checks ideas could be there, like queen a1 check, and I think it's equal position for black. But what happened in the game, after rook to f2, queen to c5, which was a blunder by Anish Giri, here white played rook to e2, rook to e7 first, like some plan can be to capture the pawn on c7. Here black played queen to d4, and this was the final blunder because now comes a very powerful move, rook to e8, and it's like a forced checkmate because like if black takes, then white takes, and this game over for black. And if black doesn't take and play anything else, white is going to simply capture the rook and it's going to be a checkmate. But actually even the queen on c5 is much better placed, like rather on d4, because something like if you see something like a4 and white tries to play rook e8, it's a drop, it's an equal position, it's going to be an equal position. So feel free to pause the video and try to find the best move for black in this position. Okay, to those who have found the right move, congratulations on, like, you're a great person on finding tactics, because now comes a very powerful move, rook into g2 check. And you can see the rook can't capture the rook because the rook is pinned by the queen. So king is forced to capture the rook on g2, and now comes a very powerful move, queen to c6 check, and also attacking the rook on e8. And after the queen moves to g1, there's simply queen into rook into. It's winning for black, but white will capture the c7 pawn, and it's still better position for black. This could have been played by Anish Giri, but after rook to e7, he decided to play queen to d4, which was a biggest blunder, because now white can simply play rook e8, and now the queen can't come to, like, after giving a rook, like rook sacrifice, black can't come to c6 to attack the king and also attack the rook. So this is what happened in the game. White simply played rook e8. Now it's like a forced checkmate in 10 moves. In the game, rook into g2 was played, king into g2, a last try to make a draw at least by repetition. So here queen g4 check, king to h2, queen h4 check, king to g2, queen h4, queen g4 check, king to f1, queen to h3 check, king to e1, queen to c3 check, rook to d2. And in this position, after move number 39, Anish Giri with the black pieces resigned the game, and Constantin with the white pieces won the game. It was a very nice game. I think you must like this game. So this was the game. This was the game of Grand Chess 2, round number 3, Constantin versus Anish Giri. Okay, both the players played very well, and there was a only single blunder, which was like queen to c5 and queen to d4. Like there was 2 blunders, and rest of the game was just very nice. Like Constantin with the white pieces didn't make any blunders in the game, and it was a very nice game by both the players. If you like this game, then please like to my video. If you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.